Libra, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early February 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Libras. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for Libra gang in early February? What's going on? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Libra gang in early February. What's the vibe? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you, my friends. What do we got for the Libras, please? There we go. Nice and quick. Very intellectual. I do like this card. This is like one of my favorite oracle cards, even though the imagery is kind of funny. It's a little funky. To me, it's just very sharp, extremely smart, like seeing things clearly. So for a lot of Libras, whether you got something on your mind, I mean, that could be a lot of mental activity. To me, it's just like super intelligent, lots of intellect here. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button, but tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we see our pal here. It's a little monkey. He's dressed up as Shakespeare, right? He's holding a skull, contemplating his life. Sitting in front of a typewriter. There's all sorts of mathematics and binary code behind him. So obviously it implies that this monkey is a lot smarter than its counterpart. So I do think of like intellectual type of energy, very similar to the Ace of Swords, the Sword of Truth, where it's like, no, I'm seeing things for what they are. This could be spirit telling you, like, listen, use your logic. Now for some Libras, maybe you're trying to cram a lot of information into your brain, whether it's new information. I just feel a lot of mental activity. Now, as an air sign, everyone knows all air signs do have very active minds, Libra being one of them. Now, this can be used for good. This could be great for problem solving or absorbing information, but at the same time, you want to really make sure your mind is not getting away from you, that it's not running too hard or too much. You don't want to exhaust yourself mentally when this card is here. But I will say, if you're cross-watching, now's not a time to try to pull one over on Libra, that's for sure. But we're just going to let him chill over there. He could keep contemplating life. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say the first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for Libra gang, please. And while we shuffle this deck up and get it ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It was a very stern type of vibe. The reading was titled A Serious Situation. And if I were to just give you the energy in a nutshell, to me, it felt like either there was a situation that you should take seriously, or you might be experiencing a serious shift or situation in general. But it's like, no, this needs your focus. Something needs your focus, or to see it clearly, kind of like what we see here with the monkey. So just keep your eyes open in the coming days and weeks. That energy could still surface. But let's see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my lovely Libras. What's happening in not late January, early February? I mean, close, but no cigar. What's happening in early February? Thank you. Okay, it makes me a little sad. All right, we have the 5 of Pentacles in position number 1. Okay, I mean, that doesn't have to tank the reading, but that is a bit of a difficult energy to grapple with. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here. What do we got for Libra? Okay. Whoa, total different vibe. We have the 6 of Wands in position number 2. Completely different vibe switch happening here. So this happens in Libra readings from time to time, especially since you are represented by the scale, which represents extremes. And we're kind of already seeing that. It's like we have 2 totally different extremes of energy that we'll want to look at a little further. Let's get one more here. What do we have for Libra in early February, please? I mean, the deck is now being very specific, but we're going to keep going. What do we got here? I mean, I like that the 6 of Wands is in the mix. That's good. All right, now we have a card that represents you, and that reminds me of Lady Justice. Even though it's the King of Swords, it's just giving me that Lady Justice karmic type of vibe here, which makes total sense with what we're seeing. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I was giving you some of my musings and thoughts as it went through. Elementally, we have a pretty good mixture. We have this earthy, grounded energy right here in the front, which is good depending on your situation. Hopefully this isn't something that's frustrating you, but it gets a little more wild here when we get to the back end, where it's like, yeah, we have the earthy, predictable energy. Then it's like fire, air, boom, kaboom, kaboom, very explosive. But like I was mentioning, very extreme, because this one could be very problematic and down in the dumps. This one's riding high. So it's like we have extremes of energy, then we have a card that represents you. So that's going to be very important here. And it seems like it's weighing something. So for some Libras, you might just be weighing the situation or balancing something out in general. Like I said with that first oracle, now's a great time for problem solving. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, the Five of Pentacles. Now, if you're familiar with tarot, I'm sure you know this isn't one of the nicest cards. I'm sure you could tell by the symbolism here already. It's pretty rough. I split this in a couple different ways. If we were talking about money, finances, things like that, Spirit could be warning you. Work situations, anything dealing with the material world, this is Spirit telling you to either pace yourself or slow it down. So you take that advice if you want. But where the real issue comes with this card, and I'll give you positives as well, but a real issue with this card is the emotional aspects. You see those people that are thrown out in the cold. This could represent people that are lonely. This could represent lonesomeness in general. It could represent isolation. It could be people that feel like they're in solitude. Okay, in its worst case scenario, it could represent abandonment or just really down in the dumps type of energy. Now, it's always on a spectrum. For some of you, you might just have a couple of gloomy days. For some of you, you might be dealing with something pretty severe when this card shows up, or someone you're connected to. It's not saying you. So this Five of Pentacles could be pretty rough. Now, the good thing about this, I say with all fives, fives do represent change and shift, but they're not a final result. Okay, so when I see this, yeah, it could be a problem. Yeah, it could be a situation, but it might just be a rough patch, especially with what we have coming next. So we'll circle back on this for sure. Now, moving to the center, we have the complete and total opposite, like I said, whereas this one on the front it's like a lot of solitude and lonely, and no one's looking at me, no one's paying attention to me. The Six of Wands, totally different. This is a card of complete and total victory. Coming out on top, notice this person's marching in a damn parade. So it's like, yeah, there's no isolation here. This person's surrounded by other people. This is a card of attention, kudos, getting recognition for the good things you've done. This is like an attention magnet. So when I see this card, either yes, it's a victory, or coming out on top, maybe a struggle of some sort will be worth it. You could overcome something with the way these cards are aligning, or it's just that drastic switch. You could be seeing a drastic shift, a drastic twist in the energy when this shows up. Now, where's the challenge with the Six of Wands? All cards have them, and this one is no exception to that. You might be connected to a Leo for some of you, and it could just be representing them. But the big challenge with the Six of Wands is ego. It's important to be confident, but not cocky. For some of you, you might be feeling better, right? After a long period of feeling a little down in the dumps. But at the same time, like, just know that you might be under someone's magnifying glass. There could be someone that's like checking in, keep paying attention. I was picking up a similar thing in the Aries reading this week. So we'll circle back on this one for sure. Now, on the back end, as we get this Six of Wands tucked in here, we have the King of Swords. Now, this is not gender specific. This could be you. Any air sign, so Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And I already told you, like with the extremes of energy here and seeing him, it feels like Lady Justice to me. So I am picking up karmic archetypes on the intuitive level. But the King of Swords, let's talk about the classical. I mean, in my simplistic style, the clarifier could tell us something that's coming at you, a way that you might be feeling. But the King of Swords is intellectual, smart, very sharp, uses logic, sees things clearly. Seems similar to what we had here in the very front. The King of Swords is all about strategy and planning. Could also be a communicator, but it's very straightforward, strict, and no nonsense with the King of Swords. Sometimes it can represent cutting things away. The King of Swords can also be hurtful with its words. So that's where the challenge is with him. It could be cold. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Libra. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for my lovely Libras, please? What's going on? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message. which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Pentacles. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Libra, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Five of Pentacles time. What's going on? Like I said, there's like a drastic shift or twist in the energy here. But why is that Five of Pentacles here? What's going on with that Five of Pentacles for Libra, please? Thank you. Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, there's that twist. There is that twist, and there's like this interesting vibe of like turning a loss into a win of some kind. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is also karmic. So we do have these really, really powerful karmic archetypes. And I could already tell you, I was speaking about Lady Justice here. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune. For a lot of you, you could either have been going through a very karmic situation or problem where it's like spirits putting you through the paces. Even though that sounds not so nice, that's just how I'm feeling with the Five of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. But I'm also getting this twist of energy where it's like, I'm going to take this L, I'm going to take this loss, or I'm going to take this problem, and I'm going to turn it into a positive. So for a lot of you, just know that if you are going through a difficult time, if you are a little down in the dumps, or something's a little difficult for you, it's like I'm taking that and I'm changing it. I'm doing spiritual alchemy, and I'm going to turn it into a positive here. There's a metamorphosis in the energy. So like a lot of the things I've already been talking about are summed up once again right here with this Wheel of Fortune. Now I will say this, aside from being the good luck charm, which tells us whatever this problem is here on the front end, it will be overcome. It's just a bump in the road. It's not permanent. This card moves very rapidly aside from the karmic archetype. So it's fast, it's quick, it's sudden. And I was picking that up in some of the other fire signs as well. So we're just going to have to see how the rest of it plays out. But it could easily be like an unexpected or a surprising twist with something where it's like, all right, well, I thought that was bad, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was meant to be for whatever reason. So again, karmic situation or problem, or just that twist in the energy I'm picking up. Let's keep moving, because I feel like we need more detail here. What's going on with that Six of Wands, please? Why is the Six of Wands here for my Libras? Thank you. Two Cups, lovely. Really, really nice. Now, for some of you, this could represent a very important individual to you. This could represent soul bonds, soul ties, and believe it or not, the Two of Cups does represent karmic connections, karmic ties. So a lot of these cards and a lot of the undertone I'm feeling are karmic. Now, that's not an issue for Libras generally, because out of all the signs, you're one of the most karmic ones, right? Knowing how to find balance, find the good and the bad and the good, seeing the silver linings with things. So it makes a lot of sense to me. But when I see the Two of Cups and the Six of Wands, it tells me a couple of things. Either one, someone's got their eye on you, someone's checking you out, or two, this is representing a very, very important person to you. Now, a small portion of you, this could represent burying the hatchet with somebody or coming to peace with somebody. Like when I see the Six of Wands and the Two of Cups, it's like, yeah, no, this is a person that's in your corner. This is a person you want to have in your corner. So it feels great to me. So it's like we go from this lonely solitude here to the Six of Wands and the Two of Cups. It's like, no, you're not really alone. That was an illusion of some kind. It's so bizarre how this shows up. But again, these karmic archetypes are all over the place. Now, some of you, yeah, this could have been a karmic connection. I mean, that's all over the place in your reading this week, where it's not always just the universe testing you. Sometimes it's just certain things that you need to experience for whatever reason, whatever your journey might be. But let's go in on the King of Swords. I feel like it's very simple, and that's a good energy. Like I said, the Six of Wands, Two of Cups, those are beautiful, victorious types of energies. So I feel like it's good. It's claimable. But let's go in on the King of Swords, see what's up with that. I mean, for some of you, you might be connected to someone that gets a lot of attention as well. Someone that either they naturally get a lot of attention, they might be in the spotlight somehow. Let's see what's up with the Six of Swords. I mean, the King of Swords. I don't know why I said the Six. Where's that King of Swords here? Thank you. Yeah, I mean, the Four of Wands, the 1111 card, do I have to continue to repeat the karmic archetype? It's showing up here. Your guides, your spirit team, the universe itself could be trying to communicate with a lot of you. Now, I do know that some people, they see the signs, they see the synchronicities much easily than others, but this could be on a very big scale for a lot of people with strong Libra placements. The Four of Wands is happy, it's content, it's chill. So some of you might just be in that mode right now where it's like, I'm happy where I'm at, or I'm happy how it is. Which is a good thing. That's a very claimable thing. The Four of Wands is celebratory. So I just want to show you, yes, we do have this period here of difficulty. We do have this problem on the front, but following after that, it's like win on win, good on good. It's like we're stacking them up. So again, like I mentioned earlier, I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to turn a negative into a positive, or you're going to take a difficult time and use it for fuel to collect these other wins that you got coming down the pipeline. Now, the Four of Wands, aside from watching out for the signs and synchronicities, it's just solid and stable. So again, very reassuring for a lot of Libras in this time, okay? And it's claimable. It really is. That could also represent the home and family, stuff like that. You might have issues surrounding that. But I think that overall, like, we do have so many karmic energies here this week. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. Position number one, we started off with the Five of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. I did say for some of you, there is a twist in the energy. So whatever situations you're going through, it's like, all right, we're twisting this in our favor. We're going to take a negative, turn it into a positive. So it's like you do come out on top at some point, but it could be a karmic problem, a karmic situation that some of you have recently dealt with. Because look how difficult, look how rough they're looking there. But it changes, it switches. Moving to the center, we do have the Six of Wands, victory, attention, Two of Cups. Either there's someone that might have their eye on you, or that's representing a very important person for your journey. Okay, so whether it was a karmic connection or otherwise, this feels like a really powerful, strong connection of some sort. Onto the back end, we have the King of Swords with the Four of Wands, the 11-11 card. So watch for the sign synchronicities, because Spirit's trying to communicate with a lot of you. But aside from that, it feels happy, it feels content. So it's like after this time of difficulty or problems, it's win on win. So beautiful. Please take a screenshot. I feel like it's very claimable. But let's see what's in the shadows for you. Let's get a good shuffle here. Let's see what's in the shadows for the lovely Libras, please. What's happening? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we have for Libra in the shadows? Thank you. Okay, Eight of Wands, onwards and upwards. This is a really nice type of energy. Now, this is communicative. The Eight of Wands does usually speak about communication style, conversations or talks that are coming in. But I always like to say it's fast moving and it's fiery. Now, Libra energy usually does work well with fire energy. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could be very complementary. But I would say just watch your communication style. And this time, usually Libras are very good communicators with most people that they cross paths with, but you might be a little more aggressive or sharp with your words than you normally are when this card shows up. Worst case scenario can be a little confrontational, but at the same time, it's energy that's moving and it's unstuck. So if you're in any situations where you do feel stuck on something, Spirit's saying, well, yeah, not for long, Libra, get ready for it. So I feel like that's good. Just watch the temper. But yes, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The February subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out the availability and my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com, so we could get a little forecast for the next few weeks for you. But for the February subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments if you could snap your fingers right now and wish for something, what would it be? It could be anything except more wishes. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll talk to you soon.